Welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to another Wednesday night Vintage League. This time brought to you by patron subscriber Mitchell Pitt. Mitchell had seen my latest video talking about Atraxa over on the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen that already, check it out, Voice of Vintage. And asked to see the blue-black Reanimator list that I was talking about. So I've been playing around with a list. Not Me had a list, and then I also saw the list that did very well in the Legacy Challenge last weekend. So this is a vintage blue-black Reanimator list featuring Atraxa Grand Unifier. The reason that Atraxa Grand Unifier is so interesting in this style of deck is because traditionally this deck cannot meet the requirements to play Force of Will. It typically does not meet the blue count needed to reliably cast Force of Will for its alternate cost. Atraxa helps for this helps solves this problem. So, you know, instead of playing like Dark Rituals and that kind of thing, we actually get to play a pile of blue cards. In this list, we're up to 22, which lets us reliably cast Force of Will, which helps us not die on turn 1. You'll notice this list is a little awkward and has a weird looking sideboard. And the reason is because post board, there is so much graveyard hate due to the existence of Bazaar of Baghdad in Vintage that you really just don't want to be anywhere near the graveyard. So what we're going to do post-board is play a show and tell kind of blue-black game plan. So I'm going to try to trim as much as I can from this this Reanimator package. So probably it'll end up being something like 3 Reanimates, 3 Animate Deads, 3 Entombs, if I can fit that many cards. Which I should be able to do. Something like, you know, these 9 cards come in. We'll still leave in, you know, the ability to tutor for reanimation spells, but what we'll do is we'll swap to a Dauthi Voidwalker plus show and tell plan. And now what Dauthi Voidwalker does is, in Vintage with access to discard, Dauthi Voidwalker can steal your opponent's best spells or provide extra, you know, Force of Wills for your show and tell. So that is going to be the plan. We are playing a card I don't like very much, which is Careful Study. I found that there wasn't enough ways to get cards into the graveyard. And so we have Careful Study in the deck. We are going to play a single show and tell in the main, just so that we have the ability to tutor for it if the time, you know, it calls for it. We also get to play Flash, which is awesome because Flash is pretty good with Atraxa and not as good with Archon, but that could come up in a pinch. Flash also works well as an instant speed Grief when you don't have a black card to pitch, which is pretty nice. And I have just really been loving Grief plus Reanimate. That has been probably my favorite part of this whole deck. So, yeah, this is what we're going to try to do today. We're going to play this in a Vintage League. And, of course, thank you to Mitchell for sponsoring this league. If you're interested in sponsoring a donation deck list, listen to this ad read. That'll happen in 10 seconds from now. Let's battle. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. All right, here we go. Vintage League on a Wednesday night, round 1 versus Will-O-Wisp. What does our hand look like? I guess this is a keep. Kind of an awkward draw. The daze has been extremely good. I started with 3. I went down to 2 so I could fit more for Careful Studies, but the daze has just been unreal. So I think this hand is a play in Underground Sea Sapphire and pass with double daze. But I don't know. I just don't know what my opponent's on, and I don't really have cards that we're looking to discard right away, so the only real downside to an Underground Sea Go line is like Wasteland, which is definitely a downside. But I think I'm going to wait. I think I have the ability to do that because of the Sapphire. It's not like we can't cast Careful Study if we get Wastelanded, so let's see what happens. I also have played Zero League with the Careful Study, so I know I dislike Careful Study, but we'll see how good or bad it actually is here. You'll probably notice I did choose not to play any Bazaar of Baghdad's, and that was a conscious decision. I don't think this deck really wants the card disadvantage. I could be wrong. Maybe you want to play one Bazaar or something like that, but I'm just gonna cash in this days. It just feels reasonable here. It's not like a high value play, but it's not, you know, it really depends on what's in their hand, but I kind of like it. All right, let's see what we draw here. Underground Sea number 2. All right, I'm willing to cast this Careful Study. See, okay, that's a Reanimate, but we still have... This is quite awkward, isn't it? Tropical Island, Preordain either means Oath or 4-color walkers. It's really, really tough. I think I'm going to pitch Force Underground Sea. Oath is a horrendous matchup, so it's really bad that I popularized a new Oath build in the last 3 days. It's really bad that I popularized a new Oath build. The Oath matchup is just so bad. Atraxa isn't overhyped. No, I just released a 10-minute video saying that Atraxa was the best creature ever printed, so I don't believe Atraxa is overhyped, no. Yeah, this matchup is just impossible. It's super bad. Oath of Druids is just much better than Reanimator. Which is, you know, not a good thing to say. I was going to not play this league, but obviously we had a donation deck list. I was going to not play Reanimator. I was going to play more Oath, but, jeez. Hey, look at that. There's a Force of Will pitching an Atraxa. All right, so I don't know how we're going to win this game, because it's extremely hard for us to win on one turn, just the way our deck is currently set up. So I do kind of wish we had not Careful Studied away our Force of Will. Maybe that was a mistake. Not much I can do now. Well, yeah, I mean, that we could definitely play a Dark Ritual deck, but then our deck is just bad. What are we going to do? It's pretty unlikely our opponent will bin a creature, considering they're an Oath of Druids deck. I do believe... Good lord, really? All right. That's bad. It's a solid hand from the opponent. It's an Oko. Turn on our Sapphire into an Elk. Oh, it's a Yagua. Oh my god. Okay. Sure. All right, well, the game is lost. Those are all the powerful cards, by the way. For anyone keeping track at home. Opponent says the top 3 there was Black Ancestral Yagwil. Yep. I mean, I'm a pretty good deck builder, right, Zajan? So, I mean, I am happy to see my deck do well. It always feels bad when my deck beats the crap out of me, but it is what it is. Beseiju, though. Did I have a Beseiju in any of my builds? I had a Beseiju in one of my original builds. But I didn't have a Black Lotus. I didn't have a Yagwil in that build, so maybe it's some kind of hybrid. They pitched a Atraxa to Force, so if I had to guess, they're on one of the builds that has 4 Atraxa for Show and Tell, maybe 4 Omniscience. Which, like I said, is a really rough matchup. That's not good. I'm going to play this out until my opponent resolves the Atraxa trigger, just so I can see which build they're on. The bad news is my opponent's gotten 4 ley lines, and so I still am going to have to go Voidwalker things, which is, again, horrible into Oath of Druids. It might be one of those vintage leagues where we just like play against Oath 5 times and get run over, because this is kind of the deck of the week per se. Everybody's trying it out. All right, so there's a dig through time, and they've revealed, yeah, show and tells, Atraxa, merchant, preordained. They have flash in the deck. Okay, so this is probably just my. Well, we don't see an omniscience yet, but it's probably one of the builds of Omni Oath, maybe. I'll see if they end up doing a show and tell here, just because I can put an Atraxa in play. The problem is I'm just not going to be able to bash through this Oath of Druids. But we can trade Atraxas, then I can reanimate an Atraxa, maybe. They didn't hit a Force of Will, for instance, off of this 10-card pile, so... Oh, they didn't hit an Atraxa either. This is their 10-card pile, and they chose Island, Vampiric, Merchant, Oko. Oh, they're not going to show and tell, because they didn't hit an Atraxa, obviously. So they chose Island, Vampiric, Merchant. Yeah, I mean, I think that's bad for me. It's an interesting looking island, huh? Oh, Time Walk. All right, I'm going to still keep playing because... Can I beat an Oko, though? No, I can't, whatever. I'm off it. I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to do because there's really no way we beat... There's no way we beat Oath of Druids. All right, so we're going to do what I said, though. We're going to trim Reanimates and Animate Deads and Entombs, and we're going to bring in Dothy Voidwalkers, Show and Tells, and Negations. And Battle. They did cast Oath of Druids and all the restricted cards, which is tough. But it's okay. It is what it is. I do think that it makes more sense to be playing Oath of Druids than the Reanimator if you're trying to do Atraxa things. As much as I dislike Oath of Druids, I really think it's the better way to play. Isn't Show and Tell horrible against their Omniscience? Yep. The good news is Omniscience is like kind of bad in their deck, so. You're not wrong, Fancy. You're absolutely not wrong. I just don't want to get leylined and have too bad of a time here. Good lord, this hand is bad. We're gonna keep it though. Careful Study can do something for us here. This Careful Study can do nothing for us here. I'm just gonna get rid of these Show and Tells. Okay. So, like, there's not too much harm in playing a Voidwalker here. We could always sack it if we wanted to. Also, it's like a little, it's kind of bad for them to Oath into this Voidwalker because the Voidwalker is going to take all the cards that go to the graveyard, so we could hit Omniscience off it. That's true. We did get rid of the Show and Tells. You bring up a fair point. So is this going to be Oath? I'm going to just probably leave the Voidwalker in play and see what happens. Seems like an interesting way to play the game out. Oh, wow. Oko is actually kind of a weird card with spirit tokens. It kind of throws off the math a little bit, which is nice. So they didn't have a Leyline in their opening hand. I don't know if they brought in Leyline. Did we show them any reanimation pieces in game one? We only really showed them Black Mana and Careful Study, which I guess should probably tell them we're on Reanimator, but Who knows if they drew that up? We're gonna have to watch and see if we can find. Oh, we have a time walk in our exile now too. So what are you gonna do with this Oko? Okay. Well, I don't think that's the end of the world for us. I think I am just going to play another one. All right. So their Oko is certainly... Well, they can turn off both my Voidwalkers. But... I think that's okay. I'm gonna definitely jump on a misstep here. This feels like good value. What is this? Fluster? Interesting. The flash art is a little weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I'm a huge fan. I like the other flash art, the newer one, but I don't really want it to be new frame. Yeah, I like the background creature, but not a huge fan of the way Teferi is drawn. All right, well, let's see what Careful Study finds us. Grief. Seems like that could be good. Oh, I don't have enough mana to play Grief this turn. Well, I assume that's what that's supposed to be. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I would be happily to be wrong. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're going to move on from that, though. All right, my opponent has just not drawn any Oath of Druids, which is certainly something. We drew another Voidwalker. Oh, okay. That's great. I'm happy to hear it. It's still kind of a weird drawing. I'm not really thrilled about it, so, but... I think this just gets hard cast force, probably. Oh, they put Brainstorm back on top of their library. But the good news is... Oh, I guess the bad news... No, the good news... Oh, no, we're actually... Oh, no, that resolved. Okay. I don't know what they're going to do then. All right, I'm just completely wrong, and that's probably for the best. Let's put it that way. I thought someone had told me that in the past, but I could have misheard, or just that might have never happened. So I'm saving this land drop in case I draw Careful Study. Well, active player, non-active player does not work super well here for me. This is bad. My opponent hit the show and tell they needed, and I might just lose. I don't really have a way in my deck to kill a Resolved Atraxa. So... Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about this. I mean, we only have 5 damage, though. That's not racing this, is it? Doesn't look like it's racing. Did my opponent just kill themselves with that Ancestral? Which cards did they put in their hand? Ancestral, Atraxa, Show and Tell, Oko. Oko, Show and Tell, Ancestral, Atraxa. And they cast Ancestral. I think my opponent, I didn't do the math all the way out, but did my opponent not just die? So if my opponent gets hit for 5 unblockable, that puts them to 3. They block a 3 and go to 10. No, that's not enough. That's still not good enough. So instead, I could cast Ancestral. What if I cast Time Walk? What if I attack them for 3, put them to 5, cast Time Walk? Oh, sorry, 6 unblockable. You're right. 6 unblockable. But this isn't enough to offset each other. I could attack for 3. Well, I don't know what the Ancestral drew. I know 3 of their 7 cards. Yeah, we can only attack for 3. So I don't know what the Time Walk really does for us. Like I said, I don't know exactly how we're supposed to win this game. Oh, you're right. They do still have Misstep because we took Flusterstorm because I thought that would be more relevant. No. We can't swing for 6 and Time Walk because we need to tap our Dothy Voidwalker to cast Time Walk. Pretty sure that's our only avenue here, though. I don't know what we're drawing to, though. I just don't think we're drawing to anything. So if we hit for 6, that puts them to 2, and then they just show and tell another Atraxa and play an Oko. It's just doomed, I think. Because we can't really draw our Ancestral because I left them with Misstep instead of Fluster, which I think is still correct, but how do I cast this Time Walk, by the way? Oh, it's over here. Okay. So if I draw another Time Walk, that's the only way we win, right? Well, my opponent has a Mental Misstep and a Atraxa in their hand. So that didn't work. Yeah. I don't know, man. This matchup is so bad. Maybe we shouldn't have boarded the way we did. Even with the Reanimator side of things, I didn't feel very good in the testing matches. I played 1 league of testing, and it was rough. All right, well, if I take away their show and tell, that at least means there's not another Atraxa trigger. And then they go back up to 9, and I can still draw Time Walk, right? Well, not if they Oko one of my griefs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they hard cast Atraxa, I guess that's also bad for me. Atraxa is too strong. No fair. Yeah, Oko killing both my Voidwalkers was quite bad. Maybe I should have slow rolled the second Voidwalker. That could have been true. It could have been my mistake, right? If I slow roll the second Voidwalker, does that help us a lot? It might. It might seriously have been a major misstep. Not a minor misstep. I've been pretty unhappy recently because I think I've just been playing really bad Magic. Oh yeah, they can just stand up and double block as well. I've just been extremely unhappy with the way I've been playing Magic recently. Just I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a lot of the little things that used to get me a lot of wins. Like I was playing a league and I ordered my Ponder what I thought was correctly, but I didn't play around the fact my opponent could have a Lavinia. And the way I ordered my Ponder, which was just, it's 2 cards, but because I ordered my Ponder the wrong way, I lost the game. And then we were playing that challenge or that prelim, and I resolved a Brainstorm, and the 2 cards I put back on Brainstorm, if I had switched them, I would have won the game. So, like, I'm making these very small errors that are really, really coming back to bite me. I want to play this game to just see if my opponent put Leyline of Void in their deck. That is too late. Yeah, unfortunately, my Griefs are no longer unblockable, so I don't think there's much hope anymore. I'm just interested to see if my opponent brought in Leylines. I like to see the rest of my opponent's build, too, if I can see that. My opponent's already drawn 2 more Atraxas, so we should be able to see a bunch of cards, I would think. I would definitely trigger this Oath if I were them, because a second Atraxa trigger locks up the game. So we really didn't get to see anything. That's unfortunate. Not very many cards off of that. Oh, I guess we have this one, 10 more cards. So I don't see any Leylines, and I don't see any Omniscience. So which build? They might be playing the most recent build that I posted, which is this one. This is a build that I'm working on right now. Well, not this one exactly, because I have some funny things in there. So I think maybe it's something like this. That seems like a little bit more, but they made their own changes, right? They added a Boseiju. Boseiju might be better than Strip Mine, actually. Come to think of it. Yeah, it looks like they didn't bring in ley lines. I don't know if they chose not to bring in ley lines, they don't have ley lines, or they just didn't realize I was doing Reanimator things. Could be any of them. All right, here we go. Round 2. We got Gidra across the table. Let's see what this does. Not much. Yeah, I mean, I think yours is like pretty close to like a more of a normal Oath build, right? But you're just playing the 4 Emissary. I just don't. So like the problem I have with Emissary is like, what are you beating that Atraxa isn't already beating? Oh. How do we do this? You've been losing races to Bazaar. Interesting. I haven't had that issue. So if I take Atraxa and then I vamp for a show. No, but then I can't freaking show because this is a god Lotus Petal. I don't know what we're doing. We should have taken Reanimate and then vamped for Entomb, maybe. I'm playing so badly these days. Yeah, but I haven't been losing to Mono White. Well, I've been playing the Omniscience version, which is a lot better against Mono White, so maybe that's true. I guess I just don't know if you really want to play, like, if you're going to play Sarah's Emissary, I don't know, 4 slots is just so many for what I already think is a winning matchup. Why, Justin? Why can't we just play against normal decks? One of the good parts about putting Atraxa in my hands, if my opponent got cast Show and Tell. Oh my god. Okay, sure. Awesome. Oh, they don't have a follow. I still just don't know how we beat a Resolved Oath because we can't kill anyone fast enough. Maybe Grizzlebrand's the key here. I mean, I could have done the other. I guess I could just take. I should get this Flash. and just go for the value. Like, I'm not even saying emissaries are bad. I just don't know if it's worth it. Why do they have turn 1 oath with double force backup? It's doomed. Yeah, Flash is quite good in this list, putting the card into the air yard. It's a doomed stream for sure. We picked the worst night to play the absolute worst night to play Reanimator. Oh, I'll show you Will-O-Wisp. I'll show you what the last one I was working on was. I mean, this is nice. It'll be a nice preview. This is probably something close to what I'm going to try to play on the Saturday challenge. Something like this. Like the 6 forces. This is something that I'm interested in trying. You can go back in the VOD and look if you need it later. Yeah, Bargain is interesting. I haven't tried Bargain yet. That's a crazy diamond special. But it makes sense to me as a semi-castable alternative show and tell card you can find off Atraxa as an enchantment. It could be pretty good. I don't know if those are good yet. I want to try a couple tribals in the sideboard. They might be bad. I'm definitely like interested in maybe like Nameless Inversion or Lignify as extra removal spells. Oh, of course. Why not? Did I put Ancestral in my deck? Let's go look. I did put Ancestral in my deck. That's a good sign. That's a start. Oh, I'm getting wastelanded out of oblivion into oblivion. I do have a basic island, basic swamp in this deck. Yeah, it might be too deep. It might be too deep for sure. But I was already thinking about playing removal in the sideboard, and so there's Nameless Inversion and Lignify. I think Nameless Inversion is kind of good because it kills Atraxa, not Atraxa. It kills Archon of Emeria and Thalia. So there's like some upsides. I wanted to try Lignify because I think green is like easier to cast than black, and you typically want to fetch your basic forest in the mono white matchup. So Karn? Okay. I think my opponent might be playing a version of the snow deck. Maybe not. There's like an oath build. Is it by KFC Chicken or is it by I can't remember who. I think it's KFC Chicken. But then they would have Field of the Ruin instead of Wasteland. Oh, now my opponent can just get like they got a Mana Vault? Does that mean we're just getting Mycosynth Lattice next turn? All right, well, I'm going to hope this Grief hits something incredible from my opponent and then Animate Dead it, because I don't know what else we're doing. Yeah. I mean, that is the secret to the Oath Mirror, is put less Oaths in your deck and draw more Forbidden Orchards. All right, well, let's see. I can't get latticed here, so let's just animate our grief and see what our opponent's threat is. We cannot grief ourselves because, I mean, we griefed ourselves with this deck choice, but that is not a legal play, no. Maybe we can play Absorb in 3 and have to beat Scavenging Ooze instead, you know? What the... It's a whole breacher horror. It's a whole breaker horror. Alright. Yeah, you got me. Another deck that I played on stream. I do really enjoy that Oath build, though. It's pretty fun. Alright, the question is... Hold on. Wait, they did change the list, though, because they're playing Wastelands instead of Field of Ruin. You think... Did that list play Leyline? If we... What is that Oath list called? Will we find it if we search Oath? Justin plays way too much Oath. Was it this one? No, that was a different one. Swan Oath. Snow Oath. It does play ley lines. Oh, yeah. I got my butt whooped by Absorbent 3 the other day. They have so much enchantment hate in their deck. It's like Cinder Vines, Canker Bloom, Force of Vigor. I got my butt whooped. All right. I'm going to do the same board plan. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I just don't want... I think it's better here than it was before with my opponent having... Still just doomed, but it's fine. It's fine. We have a perfect 9-card in, 9-card out board plan. Yeah, so I have we did Atraxa Oath on Monday for the prelim. That video goes up on Friday. That was with Omniscience. I think I'm going to play more Atraxa Oath on Saturday for the challenge, to be honest. This one has a force, so we're going to do the keeping. I think we're just gonna end it. I shouldn't have done that. I think I'm just gonna end of turn brainstorm is what I'm actually gonna do. I don't really want to cast this card. It's such bad value here. Probably just want to pitch it to force, to be honest. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think Flash has been one of the cooler innovations. Pretty sure that came out of the Discord as well. You got it. Came out of Twitch chat? That's like the Discord. Which... I don't think that the... So doomed. Um, I don't remember what my train of thought was. I don't think that the Oath deck has that bad of a bizarre matchup. I think it's fine. You're right. You mostly are trying to flash Atraxa, but flashing Archon is not the end of the world. All right, my opponent just keeps resolving Oath of Druids, so I keep doing the dying. Hey, look. Should we do it, chap? How do we win, though, if they just put a Hullbreaker Horror in play? Or an Emrakul? I guess we can beat an Emrakul, maybe. No, do I have to, like, have boarded in... Maybe I had to board in Shriekmaw? Well, I mean, my list boards in, like, 8 versus Bazaar. And you can board in... Technically, you can board in claims for Hollow One and stuff. There's no Beseiju in my deck. We're playing Reanimator. I didn't play Not Me's blue-green blacklist. I just played blue-black. I just don't think my deck can really beat Oath of Druids, unfortunately. Well, we can't hit Time Walk because I used Time Walk. Maybe I should have put a Yogwul in this deck. I think this deck beats other decks. I just don't think it beats Oath of Druids. I mean, maybe we'll just get Swan Songed anyways. I don't know what the point is. Sure. Fair. Okay, here we go. I got an Ancestral, I believe. I wouldn't be playing Magic, fair enough, yeah. True, true. Well, I mean, it wasn't, you know, locked up 3 years ago when I would have started streaming. 4 years ago now, I guess. We just hit Dredge? Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. Can I just play against, you know, a normal Jeskai player or something? Where are the Jeskai players? My opponent has mulled the 2 cards, by the way, so maybe we have a chance. They have mulled the 1 card. They exiled their 1 card with Serum Powder. Why am I going to waste this beautiful hand on a Dredge mold a 1? Jeskai was the second most played deck last weekend in Vintage Challenges. Or maybe that's not true. It was the most winning deck in Vintage Challenges, right? There's no Jeskai players in leagues, but in Challenges, they're everywhere. I'm not crazy, right? That was a thing that happened. Yeah, the second best win rate last weekend was actually Jeskai. And the second most played was Jeskai. There were 7 Jeskai players in this challenge. All right, my opponent mulled to 0. So I conclude that is bad for them. We are going to reanimate something. Wow, our deck is so good. Look at that. We don't even need to Ancestral. It's okay. Now we can get them to board in all their ley lines. Is this a Grizzlebrand moment? This might actually be a Grizzlebrand moment because our opponent can't stop us from doing the thing. Oh, wait. It's not a... Well, now I have an Animate dead, so I guess it's a Grizzlebrand moment. Yeah, but they'll probably just concede to Grizzlebrand, right? Yeah. Okay, we did it, but unfortunately our board plan's slightly different this time because we're gonna bring in 8 Leyline of the Void. means. Am I evil? Have I done something evil? Wait, how do we do this board plan? What if we just board out Force of Will? I kind of want to just board out, like, the interaction. Yeah, misstep, yeah. All right, I like this. New plan. 8 ley lines of the void. I was ready, chat. I'll have you know, this was the time. I was prepared. Should we have boarded in more show and tells? All right, well, I want to find a ley line. I'm not going to keep this hand. What about this hand, chat? Would you keep this hand? Okay. No, oh, cancel. Wrong one. Uh-oh. Hollow one. It's doomed. Uh-oh. They have Force of Will. It's doomed. I had 2 draws. If I didn't have Probe, I would not have kept that hand. And the Vamp is also really good because if we hit 1 Underground Sea, I can Vamp for Tabernacle. Sure, by all means. They still have a Force of Will, by the way. What'd they take? They took the Vamp. They're so smart. They're a pretty good player. Just draw the Tabernacle. It's fine. You gotta force this. I really like the way they play Magic. They drew Grief with a black card, and then they immediately drew green card. I love it. All right. Well, it's not yet doomed. It is not yet doomed. See if they hit a Dredger off this bizarre activation. They did not hit a Dredger off that bizarre activation. Did they hit a Dredger off this one? They did not hit a Dredger off that one. I probably should have responded to that before that draw so they couldn't draw Mental Misstep on me, but it's fine. All right. Anyone got one of them mana sources? Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Let's see. There's a Black Lotus. A Ley Line. No, probably worse than... Oh, we can just put a... Well, we already have a Voidwalker. I guess there's no reason not to take a Voidwalker. Swamp. Careful Study. and an animate dead. I think if we just play a Voidwalker, we win, right? So... Oh, we won. We were ready for the Dredge matchup. I have been beaten so many times by Bazaar. I needed vengeance. We can even attack and then animate a new Atraxa for fun. Or we can entomb something else for fun. Every other Dredge pilot has been punished for mats. True. Goodbye, Hollow One. I guess if they had exactly Vigor there, it'd be pretty good. That what happens? It just never comes into play. We got it. We got it. We got a W. Now, if we just dodge all the Oath players. All right, here we go. Friend of the stream across the table. They should be on some kind of blue combo deck. Uh-oh. Why are we stopped? That means they have a companion? How can they have a companion? How can they be a blue combo deck with a Lurrus? Well, can't... This is such a trap. Is this a good hand? I kind of want to mulligan this hand. I mean, it has a turn 2 animate dead. I guess it's probably fine. We have a draw step and we have a play. I really wish my deck had main deck Dothy Voidwalker, but I think I just don't want to be playing Reanimator. Oh. Okay, I see you, opponent. That's something that Lurrus players are good at. What do you got? Ooh, value. Just gonna resolve this now in case they were put like a fluster into their pile. Lord underscore Beerus 187. Thank you for your raid. I'm dying. I'm so sad. Not about the raid. The raid's great. Everything else that's happening in this stream has just been so bad. Besides the Dredge matchup. We were ready for that. Hey, Beerus, how would you feel if I boarded an 8 Leyline of the Void against you? I feel like it's the correct number, you know? My opponent can't play Leyline of the Void, though, with Lurrus, so maybe we'll keep all the animate deads in our deck this time. Though I really like, I really do like Dothy Voidwalker against Jeskai. I think it's quite good. They did hit Black Lotus, as is, something. Everyone that listened to me, they made a lot of money on their Atraxas, so... I tried to save Manguchi, but he didn't believe me. If you ever need Magic advice in terms of, Magic MTG finance, just do whatever the opposite of Andrea does. Ooh, we're breaching. So maybe I will bring in Leylines and Voidwalkers. Just do the opposite of whatever Mengu does. It's crazy how he's always where we're dead. We're so doomed. It's over, chat. It's sad. It's okay. We can't be wastelanded, so Maybe we're actually winning. I mean, if we hit a basic island, it's pretty good for us, right? I, I guess that's not bad either, but... No, it's not a stray. What is this? You can't pay dig for time. Oh my lord, it's doomed. They're gonna double ancestral on our butt here. I'm definitely casting this into my end of turn. I don't want to give them 2 oil counters before they attack. The good news is if they get ancestral, they won't have 2 oil counters. So there's something going on here that is good for us. Yeah, I might, depending on when they cast this ancestral, I might entomb an Archon. Oh, they're just doing it. Yeah, that's probably correct. I think I'm still entombing an Archon. Hey, stop that. Ooh. Oh, right. This is, it makes a thing. Are they gonna, they hit me, the oil counters get removed. Yeah, and then what do they cast? Expressive iteration? Double iteration? Is it the double iteration? The double, it's not impulse, anticipate. It's double anticipate. But why? This is just better Dreadhorde Arcanist. I think everyone is having fun except for me in this vintage league. That's not true. Prince did not have fun. All right, whatever. Let's hope they don't have a force. They did pitch a wasteland, by the way. Damn. We were bested. No one could have seen this coming. It's okay. Now my opponent will hit reanimate and they'll reanimate my Archon. It's just so free. It's so free to be my opponent, I swear. It's just too easy. It is just so easy. It's so free. Or not. I'm not playing hapless researcher. Get out of here. All right. Revenge. All right, we kept a kind of sus hand, and my opponent cast Ancestral double treasure cruise. So, what's a guy to do? Oh, I kind of want this street ball, actually. What if I just take out, I don't know, careful study? Totally fine, right? Is Justin taking out cards in his deck at random? Yes. Is it good? No. Am I going to keep doing it? Yes. There's no cool things. I've been scammed by myself. This is all my fault because I'm the one who said in my video, Atraxa could theoretically reinvigorate a blue-black Reanimator deck. It's my fault. I'm the one who said that. Atraxa pitches a force. This is another kind of sus vampiric tutor. It's probably pretty decent as Ancestral here, though. If Atraxa wasn't the thing I wanted to show and tell in, it'd be pretty good. I love the Shriekmaw art. It is very nice. How do they do it? Every time. Oh, they have all kinds of stuff going on. All right, chat. Here's the plan. We're going to have the greatest Ancestral of all time. Ooh, got him. Bet you didn't see that coming. You would have forced what? The Arcanist with a Shriekmaw in hand? Or the Vamp? What? They're forcing back? Oh, okay. If you insist. Well, this is certainly a game of Magic the Gathering. I don't think the Ancestral, like, mattered too much. Why? Why did it come up in the Squee matchups? I don't know. I just felt like Atraxa was beating Squee anyways. Like, there can be some annoying Caracas things happening, but... What did they exile, by the way? Bruce. I would like one of those Dreadnought Arcanists, please. It's mine. Gimme, 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 gimme. I've done way more reanimating of my opponent's creatures than I've done of my own creatures. No, we're just gonna cast Ancestral, chat. And if they do reanimate something, or do play something, we can reanimate Shriekmaw. Oh no. So good. I will eventually try out Spelldancer. I'm much more interested in Atraxa. Atraxa is much more of a me card than Spelldancer is. I'll eventually get to Spelldancer. But for now, I'm trying to make the Atraxa Oath deck the best it can be. How do you get outraced when you have an Atraxa? That's like super, super hard. I mean, Emissary is obviously good. Do not get me wrong. I'm definitely not saying Emissary is bad. It just feels extremely hard to get outraced when you have a 7/7 lifelink visual. I mean, like, it's the same thing as a... It's not the same thing as a Sphinx of the Steelwind, because Sphinx of the Steelwind did have first strike. But it's pretty similar. I think this is just fine. I just don't think it's worth fighting over these things. Like, Caracas is certainly an issue. And the way I beat Caracas in the earlier builds was with Omniscience. And so that's why I was including, like, a Wasteland, or like a Strip Mine, or a Boseiju, something in the non-Omniscience builds to deal with it. Like, there's a Needle in my board, which you can get to bring in. Like, I think you do need to make deck building considerations when you don't have Omniscience, but... this is fine. Because we're gonna... Oh my lord, look at them. They're getting cheeky over here. No shot. Ding, ding, ding. Die. I love Shriekmaw. Shriekmaw, if Shriekmaw might be one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's so much fun. They're just gonna chop their treasure cruise, so I don't know why I'm so happy. What is this? Oh no, come back. Cycle. All right, I think I'm gonna play this as a 3/2 menace here. All right, the clock is on. They currently cannot cast Luris if they put it in their hand. Two-turn clock. They drew a lightning bolt. All right, fair enough. 4-turn clock. It's okay. The Shriekmaw lives. We are worse in this top deck war. Oh my god, we're doomed. We are doomed, chat. It's doomed. My opponent knew that I would be boarding in Dothy Voidwalkers. You gotta keep in the lightning bolts, I guess. We are not going 3-2. I love your optimism. So do we force this? I'm in so much pain. All right, time walk for the win. Yeah, because they just kill my Shriekmaw. Always attack. We drew another unblockable 3-2. Got him. Now they need to draw 2 removal spells. I can't believe they kept Lightning Bolt in their deck. Yeah, but they're always going to attack. I mean, I could have done that, I guess. I don't know. You might be right. I could have done that. I don't know. That's definitely an interesting thought. I bet they would have attacked, but I guess it's good if they don't attack. Oh, they're going for the Ancestral, chat. Let's go. We're going to go to game 3. Fear. All right. My opponent kept in Lightning Bolt. Do we change what we're doing with our lives? I kind of think so. I'm off it. New plan. Back on the reanimation. Everyone's coming in to check out Atraxa. Hope you had a good stream, Tony. What are you up to these days? Storm? I guess I should ask, what kind of storm? What is the new Tony hotness for Storm? Double trophy. Oh. All the other streamers are so good at Magic. I never trophy. Stoker Belcher. Oh. That's the 7 mana or the 1 mana 8 mana activation thing. Ugh. I think I'm supposed to keep this. Shriekmaw looks so good here. Good night. I also need to eat. I'm jealous. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to watch. I'd have to watch some VODs to see. I feel like that card is, I don't know. I struggled to find any vintage applications for it. No! The Tormod's Crypt. Alright, drawing another land is big sad. I wish we hadn't done that. High Tide Palindron. I don't believe that's the new tech. I don't believe you. Yeah, we're just gonna... I mean, I think I am gonna evoke the Shriekmaw. I just don't want this to get out of hand, but... I'm gonna start casting things. And then I started casting. Die. Powerful magic card. You know, Lightning Bolt does kill Grief, so... Whatever's happening in chat, you're going deep. You're going so deep. Yeah, can't fluster that. Can't pyroblast that. What now, opponent? What now? This deck should have splashed white for what, Teferi? I had an Esper Reanimator at one point. I don't know. I kind of feel like we're winning this game right now. Maybe I'll reanimate their third past Iconoclast. I just don't want to play Enchantment Destruction. I don't know. Probably need to. I'm probably just got my head stuck in the mud. They hit Ancestral? Alright, well, we're losing this game. Yeah, I mean, if they're crypting themselves, that's a good thing. Kind of need a better creature than Iconoclast, unfortunately. I think we're doomed. I thought we were in a good spot, actually, until my opponent cast the Ancestral Recall. Yes. What are you trying to say? I agree with that statement. I don't know. The mana, just if you ever play 3 colors in Vintage, you just get ruined by Wasteland. Well, you're just never going to get enough green cards to cast Vigor, unfortunately. Like, that would be nice, but... Like, there's just not enough green cards you can put in your deck to get you at a higher enough count for Force of Vigor. Well, if I had a third color in my deck, I could Demonic for Lotus and hardcast Atraxa. So, I am a little sad. Technically, we can hardcast Atraxa with Lotus and Petal. Pretty sure this is just an Ancestral line. Flash is good here, though. Show is so bad because I don't have a blue card to pitch to Force of Will. I think actually everything is bad because I'm going to get Pyroblast or Flustered. I kind of wish I had an instant speed reanimation that I could respond to a Tormod script activation. So anything I do with animate is going to get stopped by Tormod script. So animating my own graveyard is not exactly a great idea. It might just be show and tell and pray. I don't really think we can wait a turn, no. Yeah, it's just super doomed. My opponent cast Ancestral. Like I'm gonna get buried, and not in the good way. I really did think we were really far ahead in this game until they cast Expressive Iteration and hit Ancestral. Then I thought we were super far behind and we could never win. It's kind of crazy how fast that turns. Oh no, they're gonna reanimate my grief. I guess that's fine. Why don't I just play Oath of Druids? This game is so easy if we just play Oath of Druids. They can't ever win. This card is unplayable. I would not play that card. I really wish we had... Is there an instant speed reanimate? Is there not one? Exhume's a sorcery too, right? Goryo's is not what I want. Neither is Shallow Grave. I'm just gonna do the thing where I say, yeah, you gotta do it. To fairy. Another point in the we should have played Esper line. Guys, they found the line. I can't believe they found the line. Oh, actually, they have a Luris rebuy Tormod script. Oh, they didn't go for it. Okay. Haha, you can't cast Grizzlebrand. Get wrecked. I definitely would have just slammed Luris Crypt if I... Oh, all right. Well, okay, never mind. Okay, all right, opponent. I see you. This is so bad. All right, here we go. 5th and final round with this Reanimator deck. The last time we will ever register it. I mean, this hand, like... Oh, could be good. Deck is so bad. I just don't see why you would want to go reanimating when you can just be oathing. Which is equally sad because oathing is like pretty sus on its own. Swamp. I love having 2 basics in my deck though. That's something I do enjoy. Alright, I would like to put the Atraxa card into my yard. Thank you for allowing me to do that, opponent. I appreciate you. Alright, now I would like to careful study into a reanimate. Okay. This looks good. This is a solid start. I've got a force and a mental misstep. I have a non-flusterable reanimation spell. Things are not bad. That's not Underground Sea. Is it Doomsday? I think I'm going to let that one resolve and fight on their turn. Okay, am I going to die on turn 2 to Doomsday? We have a Force and a Mental Misstep. It seems unlikely. We have a pretty good counter play here for a turn 2 Doomsday kill. Unless they have Black Lotus. Oh, it's a Saga Gamer. Okay, Saga Gamer. Okay. It's not doomed. Ew, maybe it's doomed. Are they tinker me? Ancestral? Any Ancestrals? Okay. Ah! Got him. Should have waited for your Saga to go off. I'm pretty sure they win the game, by the way, if they just do the Saga thing. Because, I mean, like, well, assuming they didn't tutor for Key. If they had Key in their hand, they're forced, of course. But, all right, well, I'm going to put an Atraxa in play. I think we have a chance. Okay. All right. We might win a game. All right, I want Atraxa, and I want Animate Dead, and I want Underground Sea, and I want Force of Will, and I want Cataxian Probe. Sweet. And then I'm going to grief them. Tinker's so free. God, why can't we just play against Tinker every round? All right, I'm gonna bring in. I'm gonna do the thing. We're gonna do Show and Tell, Force of Negation, Dolthy Voidwalker in, Reanimates, Entombs, and Animate Dead's out. Submit. Yeah, if I had to guess, there was probably something better the opponent could have done. I don't know for sure, because I didn't see their hand, but it's very seldom where you try to engage in that line. It's one of your less powerful lines as a Tinker player. Okay, all right. What do we got now? I don't like this hand. Feels like we're giving up too much small goodness. Okay, this is better. Yeah, maybe we're just supposed to get rid of this grief. Yeah, yes! Yes! The nice sideboard swapperino. We got 2 cards out of their hand. And all it cost was winning game 1. Nami wants to play Nature's Claim. No shot. We gotta be super favored to win this game. Opponent just has no power in there. You know, I guess we're pretty bad against Urza Saga. Maybe we'd lose to Urza Saga on turn 2, but I don't know. I like where we're at in this game with our opponent putting 2 ley lines in play. All right, well, we just need to draw one of our 6 show and tell targets. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're on a clock. Ooh. There's no way I can negate this, right? Yeah, that's not allowed. Tinker? Tinker? Any tinkers? Why do they always have time walk, chat? Every time. Saga is just so much better when they have Time Walk, and they always have Time Walk. All right. I guess I'm just gonna negate this. You really can't. I really can't let that resolve. It's so sad. Key. All right. Okay. Okay. Studying. Studying. It's doomed. You know what would be good here? Demonic Tutor. We're so dead. Oh, come on. Go next. Go next. This stream is painful. Everything about this stream has just been hurting me. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Oh my lord. That's more than a third of my mana. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Typically, when I am being destroyed by other Magic the Gathering players, it is fairly amusing. Agreed. Oh, look at that. Every time. There will be no creatures in any graveyard. What now, opponent? Negation, Voidwalker, not a combo. Wait, maybe a combo? No, probably not a combo. They probably choose. No, they haven't seen Show and Tell yet. Got them. All right, nice. Old frame. What do you got for me? No. Unallowed. Not allowed. Well, not a combo, I guess. Sad. All right, show me your hand. Yawgmoth's Will, Bolas' Citadel. Well, Yawgmoth's Will, not very good with Voidwalker. We are not going to cast a Show and Tell this game, though. Watch my opponent top deck. I don't know if I'm going to cast this yet. I think I'm going to wait until I have another card. All right, it's 3-2 beats time. It's 3-2 beats time. As long as my opponent doesn't top deck Black Lotus. Okay, all right, okay, we continue. We can always grief this out of their hand, too. I think I want to wait to cast this Ponder until next turn. That way I can take one card if I want. I'm kind of trying to find counter magic, maybe. I don't really know what my plan is, actually. More Voidwalkers. Because I don't have Flusterstorms, so maybe I should just be... Uh-oh. Vampiric Tutor. And we know their hand, so we could go for the Vamp for Ancestral line. That just turns our hand into 3 unknowns instead of 2 cards we know about. Wait. What if we grief them and then play a Citadel? How do we grief them? If we had a Thoughtseize in our deck, we could take their Citadel right now. I think maybe we just ponder for a land and then vamp for a hard cast grief. Or we just grief them. So we can immediately cast this Grizzlebrand, right? Is that worth doing? I guess it's better than putting Misstep on top, so... Alright, grief. Target you. This was my game plan. This was how I wanted to win post-board against these Leyline of the Void decks. Take their best spell. Cast their best spell. Keeps going over there and scares me. Alright, chat. I will pay 8 life for a Grizzlebrand. Should we draw 7? Is that better than just fetching? Probably not. Okay. Well, it's okay. I put a Grizzlebrand into play, so I think it was worth. Opponent, you can concede now. Now, actually, let me get a hit in. I deserve it. All right. Yeah. Even when I'm not playing Citadel, I'm still playing Citadel. All right, cast this grief. Oh, they were oh, chat. They thought they were tricky. I'll draw. No. I should have probably drawn again. I didn't think about that. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. That was fun. What a good time. I played that game kind of badly, but I was having too much fun. It does happen that way sometimes. All right. Closing thoughts on this deck. It looks real bad. And part of the reason is the way I built it, to be fair. I think Not Me is correct, and it looks like you probably need to play a third color. That might be Esper. Get you access to Teferi. Seems quite good. Get you access to maybe like Leyline of the Void removal. Could be green. Could play Beseiju. Could play Oath. Could play Nature's Claim. Both those things that Nami was doing, and I decided not to do. Which, did come back and bite me a little bit. We did beat Dredge with our 8 Leyline of the Voids, and we did beat Tinker because Tinker is free. But we were never beating Oath, right? But if you do play white, you do get answers to Oath, with Teferi being an answer to Oath, and you can probably play enchantment removal, so that could help. So, the way I configured this deck, it just is never going to beat the Oath deck, and with Oath being so popular right now because of Atraxa, it was just a bad choice on the night. So that one's on me. I should have seen that coming and probably reconfigured the deck in a better way. So that's my bad. Thank you, of course, to Mitchell Pitt for sponsoring this stream. If you want to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Those have kind of died down a little bit, so I have plenty of room now for new people to do donation deck lists, especially with new cards would be ideal. So yeah, new vintage content on my YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sometimes Tuesdays when I throw a random Voice of Vintage up. I will see you then.